Everyday superpower. We talk body language, relationships. Let me sort this jacket out. Game. And everything in between. I'm going to freestyle on you for a second. I'm going to give you some good game. Which expands not only within the realm of the man and the woman. Attraction, engagement, values and so forth. But into the world of business. Because I'm going to tell you the two most profitable markets to be in to make money, and this links to both the masculine and the feminine, and that's what we're gonna talk about. You're gonna have some good information here. You gotta like and subscribe if you've only come across me, because I put you on a deeper level here. The first most valuable market to be in if you're wanting to make money is within the realm of male lust. You heard me. Male lust. That's the man. Number two, female beauty. So there you go. 1 and 2 aligns with the head of the household and the subordinate, the dominant and the submissive. The business and the consumer aligns with what we know as the biological reality. First being attained and marketed to the masculine. Second being consumed and promoted to the feminine. If you want to make money, the top selling categorizations would be appealing to the lust of the man, not love, but short circuit to the man's sexual basis. And the second would be the feminine beauty. And we're going to talk about these now. Okay, so take this as you want. This is going to learn how you yourself can get what you want, essentially, from the man and from the woman by, manipulating their thumb screws per se, if you want to establish that sort of maneuver in your reality. But this is the reality that the advertisements and the corporations are doing to you. So if you're not going to operate in this realm yourself, you might as well perceive it as what is from the powers that be. Starting with number 1, male lust. The man's sexual drive is his drive to procreate. His drive to procreate is the be-all and end-all for his genetic makeup. If you're not having kids, if you don't want kids, if you haven't had kids, I don't care for your opinion, politically speaking. Because you are thinking for yourself and not for the future. There is no long-form thought. You're only thinking for yourself, and yourself isn't thought for my generations to come. Right? Procreation is the biological reality and necessity to continue residing within this material plane as we, as an animalistic creature, need to reside. We're not talking about the spiritual essence. We're not talking about the astral planes. We're talking about here and now, me talking to you as a vessel of flesh. The lust abides by the second law of nature. The law of procreation, the first being self-preservation. So once we have a roof over our heads, once we are healthy enough to not care about our health because we're that ill we're going to die, we might potentially deem women as attractive. We might potentially get a little horny. That's a magnetic pull towards a resolution of childbearing, procreation, of childbirth, of continuing on our genealogy, right? That's why sex feels good. We want to do it because it's nature's little treat to say, well done for doing what you are supposed to do as the animal species you are, right? Lust is short-lived. Love is not as important to men as it is to women. Lust is a powerful driving force. Lust is you paying attention to that woman's derriere when she walks by you on the street. That's her marketing tool. Now, she does not perceive the world in the same way you do. We can talk about why are men always at the top? This is a patriarchy. It's just a representative of the biological order and norm, because you don't share the same hormones. You don't share the same degree of testosterone that allows that man to drive to be number one, because being number one gets you the woman. If you were number one as the woman, what man would you be interested in? Because no man can show you the way and act as a man in that particular environment. The man's lust is a showcase of power, is a reflection of value of oneself. I'm such a man that I'm able to have my way with this woman. She's able to submit that which is most precious and valuable in this world to me. Not only to me, but to the entire world, as that which resides between a woman's legs is quite arguably the most valuable product on planet Earth. And she's giving that of hers to me, that which means the most to her and her ancestry and biological makeup to me, because she perceives me of such value that I'm able to have my way for a moment of satisfaction with it. That's the deeper depths. When it comes to the woman, women's makeup, women's youth, women's beauty, as I've said, it links to youth. No woman applies makeup. No woman injects Botox. No woman gets a breast implant or two. No woman goes to the depths of surgery and spends money on that which highlights her appearance in a way to make her look older. It's related to youth. Blonde hair is youthful. Blonde hair is pure, angelic. Look at politicians, even in the world of men. Look at these men politicians who dye their hair blonde, and you think, why the hell are they doing that? It's because when you apply them beside the grey-haired politician, whom is of the same age, if not younger, they seem more spriteful, younger, youthful, energetic, coherent, right? There's a deeper level to all of this. The women don't understand this on a conscious level, but through understanding of societal reaction and recognition of the patterns through the masculine reaction to the woman's appearance and how their feminine counterparts operate, as well as what reaction they get through operating in such manner, it just becomes the natural norm to apply lipstick which reflects the blood flow to the erogenous zones in the state of arousal. What are lips on the face are the duality of the lips down below, and when the lips down below are aroused, they prepare by engorging with blood. Why are men attracted to red lipstick? In a state of orgasm, in a state of arousal, in a youthful essence, the face blushes. The face blushes because the face isn't blanching. The blanch is the counter opposite to the blush. The blanch relieves colour of the face. We go a ghastly, deathly colour. It's the contrary to life. That blanch is the blood flow from the face to the limbs in a fright response, so that person can run away because the blood flow has transcended or descended to the legs, to the internal organs, to prepare for action. If not, the person is dead, so the blood flow is no more. The flow to the cheeks is youthful, joyful, and healthy. Do you know when you go, this is a stereotype because it doesn't necessarily apply to myself, but if one was to go to their grandparents and they'd put on a little more weight, they're actually a little fatter, arguably they're not as healthy as they once were, but They're a little blushed in the face, you know, a little bit of a joyful, gentle giant at this point. The grandma would say, you look healthy, because it's a manifestation of being well fed. Okay? Puppy fat, per se. Regressive, it links you to a childlike state where you're not sturdy and lean and sharp. You are buoyant and curvaceous in a non-sexual way, of course, and soft to the touch. It's youthful, it links to youth. The woman's makeup industry, the woman's cosmetic industry, of course, applies first and foremost to the insecurity of the woman, but second to regressing that woman to that childlike essence of the time that has come and gone. Because that woman knows how valuable that is, and that woman, when she gets older, will point the finger at the older man who is finding his value in his later age and call him a bad person and say he's going through a midlife crisis because he has garnered his value, he has found his value, he understands his value, and the younger women are attracted to him because they also identify his value. But that younger woman who has now aged into an older self and has now got to rely on the cosmetic procedures to reconnect to them younger age is bitter, sad, and unconsciously knowing of the reality that manifests before them. Your words don't hurt because I understand. I'm putting you on game. So pay attention. The man's weak spot. The woman applies herself in such a means that the man's lust is overloaded, and through that primitive surge of masculine energy and hormone, he is easily manipulated by the woman. And the woman can do whatever she wants. This is pimping and hoeing right here. The woman engages to the man's lust, whereas the woman has to abide by the rules of the second selling market leader, and she needs to present herself as somebody who embellishes youth, somebody who highlights youth. And you can say, oh, but I find older women attractive and so forth. Yeah, maybe you do, right? But biologically speaking, across the board, as you get older, given you might be young yourself, as you start to realize, wait a minute, the women around me are starting to come with a little bit of baggage. The women around me are starting to age a little bad. The women around me aren't holding on their shape like these young girls who naturally possess the shape with or without the gym. You know, the reality becomes very clear. The woman will use the makeup and will use the cosmetic surgery and will use the tricks and the filters and this, that, and the third as a means of ridding of the need to have ownership of one's self, ownership of going to the gym, ownership of eating healthy, ownership of aging gracefully. That's a man's world. That's why men kill themselves with the weight of having to do that. Come on. I speak honestly and in a degree of detest over that, but it's the reality that is. We might make it a catchphrase here. Biological reality is contrary to political correctness. And that's why they give you political correctness, to confuse you and have you as the subordinates arguing within yourselves and chatting about shit that doesn't matter as they pull the strings and operate in the optimal ways. Because they exist in the optimal ways. They understand it because they live it. They know what a man is because they exist within the realms of the man, and women come naturally. And the women who exist over there knows what a man is because they don't want to rid of the existence they live. I'm signing out. Click like and subscribe. Peace.